So LVM migration is one of the major topic. So in my organization also we performed the LVM migration 1 month back. So this is will be happening into the every company some regular basis. But coming to the activity, this activity is a falls into the L3, L3 role or L2 plus. It is not a L1 role because you are dealing with a full-fledged architectural level. But knowledge-wise, we need to understand what exactly we are doing, what is the purpose of that, and what is this kind of the migration. Okay, so because at the time of interview time, people will ask you that, okay, their expectation will be at least you need to have an understanding of what is a migration, why we are doing the LVM migration, what is the purpose of the migration. These are the basic understanding also we need to use. And expectation will be what is the commands we are using. Okay, at least some architectural level. Nothing but we don't want to be entire flow. At least we need to perform at which situation you are performing the LVM migration to perform what are the commands you are using into the real time. So that is the real time expectation will be there. So coming to here, LVM migration is one of the small portion of activity, nothing but. So coming to the architectural wise, the general architecture is that, so this is your hard disk or bare metal server. So this server will be having, let it be number of PVs. So every PV is coming from, every PV is a representation of one of the storage LAN. So this is one of the PV. In my company, I am using the IBM SAN. So this is the IBM LAN. Okay. So in my company, I have a EMC also, EMC LAN. So now the requirement is that, as of now, architecture is that they created a VG, they created a LV, they created a file system, they mounted. So this is the generalized, nothing but a VG. Okay, then it is a PV, sorry, then it is a LV. Okay, then it is a MKFS, then it is a mount command. So this is the general architecture we are implementing into the at any stage of the situation. So right now, just think of that from the organization level. So organization will be having the tie-up with IBM and organization will be having the tie-up with the EMC SAN. So the requirement is that, so the organization will be, so the organization will be having a tie-up with the EMC LAN, sorry, not but IBM LAN. So this IBM LAN need to be renewed. So they completed the 1 year, so they want to renew it. But as per the financial aspect or maybe service level, they're not satisfied with the IBM LAN. So immediately they will perform the decom process. What is the decom process? Decommission of the services. Decommission of the services. After performing the decom process, they are ready to perform nothing but they are ready to remove the services from the IBM LAN. Means till now we are using the IBM LAN. This IBM LAN will be having number of PVs. So this VG will be having the PV of PV1 plus PV2. PV1 will be the, let it be, this is a PV1. Okay, so let it be, this is a PV2. So this VG is a collection of 2 PVs. Okay, now the company is decided to remove the IBM entire architectural. They want to proceed with the EMC LAN, and they taken one more decision as per the client requirement. they are proceeding with the NetApp device. NetApp, another storage device. Leave it about the name convention and all. Okay, so here the requirement is that. So this is the right now. What is the requirement now? The requirement is very simple. First one, we need to clear storage from IBM. Whatever the IBM storage we are using, that I need to be clear it out. Okay. Second thing is that active data need to migrate to new storage device. Active data is nothing but what? For example, in a current existing server or current existing IBM LAN, there is a sum of the PVs. Let it be this PV1 is the active one. So it is a representation of one of the Oracle database. So this database is a production server. So we are need of Oracle database. Okay, leave it about the storage device, but we are need of the storage need is there. So right now, this active one, what we are going to do it, we are migrating to the, whether the old one or new one, whatever it may be. Let it be in my circumstances, the client is decided to whatever the IBM LAN's details are there, everything they want to push it to the like a NetApp, nothing but the data migration, the PV migration, what we are calling as. So indirectly we are performing PV migration. So this is the case where the PV migration come into the picture. So this is not a big architecture. We are not performing very high-end activities here. But the thing is that we are dealing with the data. So don't think that PV is a very small sector of area. Let it be. Just think of that. The PV will be consisting of your employee payroll data, your server, that consisting of your server details, or it will be consisting of some Oracle details. It's a very sensitive data. In the time, dealing with the data is a very important. So that is the reason we don't want to be take up the activities very simple. So what we are going to perform on this situation? So technically what I need to do it here. So I need to do the scenario wise. First I need to create one. Okay, first I will be performing below are the steps, means like a scenarios. So first one is the, I will create a 1 PV, let it be with a 10 GB with a IBM LAN. Second thing is that I'm creating one more PV, let it be 20 GB from the EMC LAN. Okay, so if you want to means I can go with the NetApp also. I don't have any issue. Okay, if you want to means we can create a one more PV also. Okay, not an issue. So we want to means we can create a one more PV also. NetApp. So these are the first requirement. First storage devices we need to be created from the storage team. So practically, once we created the PV, okay, so we need to create an entire architecture. The entire architecture is what? VG, LV, MKFS, mount point, or you can directly mount it with the raw device. That's your wish. Whether you don't want to be journaling and all, whether you don't want to be all the things, means go with raw data. That is your wish. Okay, but generally recommendation is that go with the LVM based only. So LVM based means you need to create a VG, you need to create a LV, you need to create a MKFS, you need to mount it. So that is the architecture. Once that is done, my requirement is that migration. Migration will be happening from the this aspect, nothing but IBM LAN migrate IBM LAN to NetApp or EMC LAN. That is a first activity. And the secondary thing is that once a migration is done, secondary thing is that I need to decom IBM learn. Decommission of IBM learn is nothing but what? So first of all, if going with architectural wise, learn we need to remove means we need to come from the top end. We need to remove the LV reduce, okay, then BG reduce, PV reduce, then only learn will be become a orphan. This orphan device we are informing to the storage team to reclaim, or they can take over. So this is the general process we are following. So if coming to the once again, the PV migration is one of the major activity we are performing at the time of PV movement from the one storage to the another storage. So this type of the situation generally we are coming to the production environment very rarely, but the situation is that majorly into the L3 and the L2 plus only. It's not for the L1. So the requirement is that if you want to move the existing PV from the existing storage to the maybe new storage or a different storage, in the moment of the time we are performing the command called PV move. PV move is one of the command we are using for the migration purpose. So interview time people may ask you, you are not experienced, but may ask you what is the command you are using for the migration purpose. So the command is that PV move. Okay, so PV move. So and coming to the requirement wise, so the requirement is very simple practically if you want to do the lab right now. The lab is that I am going to take up the 2 or 3 LUNs from the server level. I am going to request to the storage team. They are providing the LUNs. I am creating the PV on top of that. So secondary thing is that whether I can go with a LVM based or raw disk based. So that is a totally depends upon the client need. Raw disk means directly I am creating the MKFS. I am skipping the VG, LV and all. For example, let it be I am going with a LVM based means I am going with a VZ, LV, MKFS. I am creating. So once I created, so everything is fine. Then I will go for the migration. So when you performing any kind of the migration, make sure that entire architecture we are performing with a downtime only. We are performing downtime only. If any downtime is not there, your data is going to be corrupted because you need to stop the services. You need to stop your database. You need to stop everything. So then only we are performing all the activity. So after that, we are moving the data from the existing to the new one by using the PV move. Once you moved, then we go for the decommission of old LUN. How you are going to do it? If it's LVM based means you need to come from the top like a LVM, LV reduce, VG reduce, PV reduce. So once everything is come, you will be having the only disk. That disk we are informing to the storage team, you can claim it. So automatically they will remove from the your server. Let me go to the practical. So till now it's clear, right? Any doubts?
For one question,
Uh,
we are doing PV move, right, for IBM learner to
correct.
NetApp or EMC. Then, example, if it's a NetApp is a new value, it is added here
Correct.
because of we are decommissioning the IBM learner. When we are doing PV move from IBM learn to NetApp one, we no need to create NetApp again this VG, LVM, MKS because when we are total, it is moving automatically. These has to come, right? It will not come like that.
Yeah, everything move. Yeah.
It will.
You are saying that, for example, if I move the PV means automatically above architecture also will move, right? Yes.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
Okay. It will be, that is also we are showing practically. For example, you are changing the basement. Okay. The basement from the PV1 to NetApp 1. So whenever you are listing, for example, whenever you are listing the PVS or PV display, okay, or um, like df-th, it will showing NetApp source, not IBM source. Okay, that is also
Okay.
happening. By practically you can see that. Okay, so let me go to the practical. So we have a document already into the place. Okay, so migration. So this pvmove is the command we are using. So basically I'm taking the two storage devices here. So right now one is with a 10 GB, one is with a 30 GB. So that is our need. So first of all, if you want to take up means, go to your VM, right click. You need to attach the storage devices. So as I said you earlier, in production environment, we are not allocating any storage devices. We need to send a mail or we need to raise a request to the storage team. The storage team will be going to be allocated. We are not performing any kind of storage related activities. Since it is a test environment, here we are the boss, we are the cleaner. So that is the reason we are doing storage activity also. So right now, whatever the storage activity I am performing, this will be under the control of storage team or VMware team. So here I'm creating one is 10 GB. So there is a one more disk I'm creating parallelly. Don't let it be. I'm taking the some 30 GB because 20 GB already existing data is there. I don't want to make unnecessarily confused. So that is the reason I taken a 30 GB. Okay. If you want means we can take 20 GB also. Otherwise, unnecessarily confusion, right? So I attached the storage disk. So lsblk automatically it is not reflecting. So we are using the command called for command. So for command we are using for the purpose of nothing but scanning purpose of your SCSI device. So here the two storage devices I added. One is that 10 GB, one is the 30 GB. Go to the diagram representation. Let it be 10 GB, you can calculate as a IBM LAN. 20 GB is something like that, EMC LAN. Okay. So here if you want means you can take up the NetApp new storage device also. Right now I'm going with the 2 only. So my requirement is that I want to move the PV1 to the EMC LAN. Nothing but not a NetApp. Directly I'm moving to the EMC LAN. So here let it be I created the services. Now if you're going to the practically, so in OS disk nothing but so it is already there. So these are the pre-checks we need to do it always. So whenever you are performing any kind of activity, the pre-checks will be how many PVs are there, how many VGs are there, how many LVs are there, and is any file system with any name convention. This is a generalized information we need to be keep it handy. So once we keep it handy, then we are going with the next level of action. So once you scan the devices, first create a PV. So here what we are doing, creating the PV, VG, LV file system. So that is what we are doing, right? Here PV is there means what? I need to create a VG, I need to create a LV, I need to create a MKFS, I need to create a mount pad. So this is the first step. I need to create a architectural. Right now we don't have anything existing mechanism. So that is the reason I am creating the architectural first. Then I will go for the PV move. So first of all, PV create /dev/ so what is the device? Let it be 10 GB is okay. The 10 GB is SDA. PV is created. PV scan. Sorry, it's a PV. PV created. Now the secondary thing is that once a PV created, automatically I need to create a VG create. VG create. Okay, for example, VG name, VG data, VG name, where I need to create slash dev slash SDA. Why A? Because this is the where we are creating the LVM architectural. So VG scan. Why I am using the VG scan? There is some of the warnings. Might be it is existed, so it will be go off. Okay. So VG scan. So VG is created with a 10 GB. Now once a VG is created, I need to go with the ELV. So ELV create. So these are the commands already we performed. So once again I'm saying that everything it is a repeated work because we have to be established the architectural. So LV create -L. Let it be. I am planning to create a 5 gigabits from the server. Okay. So and so LV create -L 5 GB and LV name LV data. Okay. So sorry, 5 GB -N, it is a new, right? So LV -N, and I need to mention the volume group VG data. So LV is created and you can go with the LV scan also. So LV is created with a 5 GB. So I'm not taking the total data, I'm just creating with the 5 GB of data. Once LV is created, next one is what? File system. So mkfs start dot ext4 slash dev mapper. Okay, so vg data lv data. Okay, so I created the file system. Next I need to mount it. Let it be I'm mounting this one with the slash app. So slash app is not existed. mkdir slash app. So slash app we have a data. So nothing but we created. Let me push the some data inside. That's test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. I place the some data into the directory. So till now what we done as a diagram representation, I created a one PV. I requested one PV. On top of that bare metal, I created a PV. I created the VG. I created LV. I created the file system. I mounted. Only one side of activity is completed. Now we have a one more device. So once these are completed, now the requirement is that, so we are taking the one more PV. So we have a one more PV, right? Like EMC LAN. I'm taking the one more PV. From this one more PV, what I'm going to do it, I'm creating the PV. First I'm creating the PV because I need to create a PV on top of storage device. Once I created, I'm going to VG extend. I'm not creating the VG. Existing VG only I'm attaching. So existing VG only I'm attaching. Means the VG is a representation of PV1 and PV2. PV2 if need to be added means we need to go for the extend. So VG extend VG data slash dev SDB. Now data will be happening from the SDA to SDB. So let's see that what exactly will be happening here. SDA is nothing but what? Your previous data. SDA will be consisting of some LUN. SDB is the new LUN. So old LUN will be nothing but you are going to remove it. So let's see here, and you are removing PV, you are removing things. Let me create here technically. So right now coming to our architectural, so I created the one slash app LVS So the slash app is a part of, okay, VG data and LV data. Okay, so LSBLK, if you type, means the slash app is a part of SDA. Hope it's a clear, right? Just make sure that check this point. Your slash app is a part of SDA. SDB is nothing you are having. Our requirement is that just removing this connection and placing here. Means your SDA become a RFAD like this. Okay. So how to do that? So right now I have a setup of the first layer. Now I need to go with the PV2. So again, I'm creating PV create /dev /SDB. I'm creating the PV scan PVS. So if you can see that here, this PV, this is your operating system PV. Just ignore. Okay. So /dev /SDA is one of the storage device. VG data is a volume group name, and this is a LVM name. Total 10 GB is there, 5 GB is free of space. So coming to here, /dev /SDB, it is not having any volume group name. It is a LVM based. It is a 30 GB is allocated. Right now 30 GB is free. Means it is not allocated to anything. Okay. So go with LVS and LVS also. These are the details. So right now I created the nothing but, first of all, I created the PV. Once I created a PV, I am going to go for the VG extend. VG extend. What is a VG name? Like a VG data. I am attaching the new disk. What is a new disk? /dev SDB. SDA is already there, so no need to attach. If you attach also, you will get error. SDB you attached. VG scan VGS. Now if you can type the VGS, sorry, PVS. So if you can see that previous PVS, this point. Here it is having VG data is allocated for SDA. Coming to here, there is no information is allocated. Nothing but there is no volume group is allocated. So as a result, I attached the VG extend. Nothing but once I done the VG extend, automatically this one also part of the activity. And if you can see that here volume group, there is a two PVs are there. What are the PVs? These are the PVs. These are the PVs are there, and one LVM is there. LVM is a part of SDA. Okay, so to one LVM is there. This is the free space. So right now the consolidated storage space is there, 30 GB plus previous 4.9 GB, nothing but that 5 GB. Entirely it will become a 34.99 GB. So I added the volume group. So now what exactly I'm going to do it? So as of now, this is your existing architecture. Okay, so this is your existing architecture. Means your file system is running with the particular thing, your server is running fine. Now the client taken a decision. So this particular server, especially this particular service is coming from the SDA. This SDA is a basically IBM storage. They don't want to be proceed with the IBM storage. So that is the reason what they taken a decision. They want to move the storage device to the other one. They want to decom the SDA. Now the requirements start from the technically. So till now whatever we performed, since we don't have the setup, we performed till now. Okay. So now the requirement is that how to move the data from the SDA to SDB. SDA is nothing but your IBM. SDB is nothing but your EMC. So your SDA will be having already one file system is there, one LVM is there, one PV is there, everything is there. So how to move the data? Okay, how to move the data from the one place to other thing. So we are using the command called pvmove. So this pvmove is the command we are using source and destination. Whatever the source is there, SDA. So SDA, whatever there, everything you want to move it to the SDB. So let me see that what exactly this command will do. So before performing this activity, the general practice is that we need to make sure that your applications owners, they need to shut down their services. Your server will be free. We need to have a free hands. Okay, on fly we should not do. Okay, on fly operating system is supporting, but application side some type of issues will come, some little bit of disturbance it will come. So that is the reason we are not recommending on fly pvmove. So it's always safest to go with a change request /dev /sda /dev sda1. I will move it to the /dev sdb. Something is it is happening. So since I have very less amount of the data, it is happening into the 2 to 3 seconds. But coming to the production environment, your data will be into the terabytes or sometimes into megabytes. In that time, it will take you a lot of time. You need to have a good amount of the bandwidth. Have you seen here? If you can go up, just check this one. SDA will be having VG data something. This one on SDA. SDB is idle. So what I done here, I make it SDA. I moved everything SDA from that and I will move it to the SDB. So let it be. I'm just checking what about the data size. Data is there. Data is there, right? So Shravan, hope it's a clear, right? అర్థమైందండి మీకు?
Yeah, అర్థమైంది.
So we are not performing any kind of disturbance here. But the thing is that, so interview time also people will ask you the same questions, Shravan, whatever you people ask you, right? So once the data is moved, so your original database, nothing but wherever it is located, it should be pointing out. Okay. So any doubts here? Anyone?
Yeah, bro. Actually, standard activity or need downtime for LVM?
Can you come again? Standard.
It's online activity or we need downtime for this?
See, operating system side. See what Red Hat is saying. Operating system side. Okay. Simply, bro, you got a fever. Okay. So your doctor is saying that no need to take a rest and all. Just you take the tablet. Okay, it will sort out. But the thing is that you are feeling uneasy. The general prediction is what? Okay, you take the tablet, you take a little bit of 1 hour, 2 hours of rest, it will be sorted out. Your entire system will be going to be resumed, right? Operating system side, it is saying that it is an online activity because I show you proof, right? Whatever data is there, data is loss is not happen. But for example, just think of that. Whatever the data is there, this is the one HDFC. Let it be see, yesterday I worked on one ticket. The ticket is that one of the company, they are trying to push the data. Our salary will be there, right? Every month, 28 to 31st, they want to push the some data. Like a salary details of employee. For example, let it be, there is a guy with a RAM, how many days he worked, how much of he is receiving. The data, they need to be reflected to the particular port. It is not happening. Okay. From our perspective, that is a normal file only. But just think of from employee side, that is a very important, right? They created the severity one. Okay. So like those type of the situation, data is a primary, right? So when you people are dealing with the data, when you people are dealing with the application, we can perform the things with the dynamically, but operating system side, application side, it is always a go with the downtime.
Downtime. Okay.
LVM also in our environments, in production environment, if you can see that here, any LVM activities, user creation, most of them are we can perform by online only. No need
Yeah.
for
Okay.
downtime. But why we are applying for the change? If you caught with any issue, that buffer time will help you out to sort out the some breathing space. Okay, for example, now you've done the PV move. So at the time of the PV move, when our time is bad, this EMC learn is inactive
Okay.
due to the sum of issues. Okay, just think of that. Client won't understand this situation, right? The client will
Yeah.
come up with a picture. No, I need a solution, blah, 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 blah. Then we are going to tell you that this is a situation, this is a what. At least we need to have a buffer space, right? We don't want to be play with our jobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Our job is a primary important than the server. Okay, so that is the reason what the people are saying. That's the same thing what your doctor is saying. Okay, take this tablet, take a rest, it will be sorted out. Still if you have a means, come after 2 days. That's the same way here also what you are saying means it will be sorted out. You are not giving any assurance. Is it any time your doctor is giving assurance it will shoot 100% it will sort out? No.
Hmm.
Being admin, any admin, whether Windows admin, backup admin, or any admin, we are not giving the assurance because we are not the owners of operating system. We are not owners of any application. We are giving the like a prediction step. Okay, it will
Okay.
sort out. It might sort out.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this command will work out. Okay, but not
Okay.
100%. If you give the 100% means they will take you the snapshot. They will ask you that this guy is said that 100% work out, but my database corrupted. Now who is the blaming person means uh,
It's a,
who given a 100% information, right? People will in the software always they are looking for some bakra. Okay,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not to be that way. If you know perfectly, see, I know that this data is not going to be lost. But why I'm going with the downtime? I don't want to be play with my job, right? I want to
Yeah.
complete my work. And coming to the yesterday case, when you're triggering the ext2 to XFS file system, so we done the two ways. So we are giving the two option to the client. You need to complete the work, right? I'm completing into the second option or first option. No, I don't want to be go with the first option only. Direct you change the file system means yeah we can go with that one. But if your data is lost means I'm not a responsible. So that is something in ads you will get a one notification, right? Last item, hidden star, like that, they're not explaining about this. So always go with the downtime.
Sure. Okay.
That is what the ITL process. So here only ITIL process will come into the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Operational activity is saying that we can, but what the process will said, your process of ITL process, any configuration changes, go with CR, change request. The change should be usually we are having standard, emergency,
Emergency, normal.
or break fix. Little bit of terminologies. Standard is nothing but usually we are applying whatever the thing, general patching or something. It is not affecting to anything. Emergency break fix is something like that. No, there is something you need to do it on fly. Immediately you can do it. So they will get an approval. But everything ITL process, it is not leaving anyone. Everything with approval needed. So that is the reason this incident management team work on this issue. So that is not our cup of coffee. So that is a problem, right? So it is not my job. So you are pushing to that. See, we can do it, but as per the process, I should not do it. Okay. So go with the
Okay. Okay.
process, create a change, assign to our team, we will perform it. That's it. We are not ready to perform any kind of activities simply. Okay.
Okay. Okay, bro.
So that is our next thing. So coming to the diagram representation, right now I move the data to the from one storage to the other storage, that is with the PV migration. So now the second step is that I need to go for the decommission of PV. So decommission of the PV means, if you see the diagram, you need to come from the top, first mount. Instead of mount, I need to make it as a unmount, and you need to remove LV, we need to remove VG, then we need to remove the PV. So these are the three steps I need to be performed. So first of all, let it be df-th. So this is a app is a file system, lsblk. Okay, so right now anyhow this SDA is a totally orphan. Okay, so directly we can inform to the storage team to pick it up. So there is no need of dependency, because there is no VG is there, there is no LV is there on SDA. So there is no need to perform. It is indirectly with the PV move command, we moved and we decommission entire process. Directly you can send a mail to the storage team stating that right now SDA is nothing but it is not active, nothing but we are not performing anything. Okay, you can take up the control. Otherwise, you can reclaim it. Otherwise, for example, SDA is there, right? For example, SDA still it is showing some space, right? We can go with a one by one. So what we can do, it means, okay, so you mount /app. App is a file system, nothing but which is mounted. So which is mounted earlier. This app file system, I unmounted. After unmounting, MKFS is not needed, then go for the LV. So LVS is nothing but trigger the LVS. Your LVS is showing that LV data, PVS and VGS. So your PVS is nothing but physical data, VGS is your volume group data, LVS is nothing but your LVM data. Everything it is showing. So now the requirement is that you need to remove the particular LV. For example, here if the LV right now it is not needed. For example, whatever there means, this entire LV we are removing. So if you want to remove means, we can remove with the LV. So this is a one of the directly we can remove it. Or so yeah, this we can do with this one. 1 minute. You can go this process. So just you can check that this is our file system. Okay, and right now, so your LSBLK is totally mounted with the SDB. I want to free the SDA alone. I want to free the SDA alone. So we can use already, if you can see that VGS. So this VGS we are having the two VGS. So right now LVM is already moved. Your LVM is already moved the data. Okay. So right now this VG, if you want to remove it, means for adding the VG, what we are doing, VG extend. So VG reduce. VG reduce is one of the command. If you want to remove the VG space from the your existing /dev/SDA. So this command what exactly will do means, it will remove the your volume group. So here if you can see that here it is showing 1, earlier it is showing 2, means what I'm doing here, diagram representation, PV1 plus PV2 is equals to VG. So at the time of construction time, what I done, I created the PV first architectural. From the EMC level, what we done, VG extend command I used. VG extend, VG name, and the /dev/pv2, whatever the path, SDB I given. So if you want to remove means instead of extend, I need to go for the VG reduce. So VG reduce is the command to reduce the nothing but remove the VG from the volume group. Right now your volume group is the only one. That's it. So here now if you can see that here your volume group is totally removed. If you want a PV remove, your PV also removed. So you don't have the PV. So this is a kind of decommission of your storage device. If you trigger lsblk command, your SDA is not having the volume group, your SDA is not having the physical volume, everything it is a clear. So this is a full-fledged decommission process of your IBM storage. So these are the commands you are working on. For example, if you want to go with the existing one, if you want to go with the existing one means then you need to go with the, so whatever the command umount/app. So this is something different. Okay, this is a existing one. Existing one you want to remove it. For example, now company is decided existing one also you can remove it, decommission. We don't want this server alone. So in the time how we are going to do it, first I will unmount the file system, then I will go for the LV reduce. So I am going with a command called LV remove, and VG remove. LV remove, LV remove. Which LV you want to do, planning to delete it? So you want to plan to delete the particular LV. Yeah, this is LV, right? This is a LV. So here it is saying that are you sure? Yes. LVS, LV remove. Now go for the VGS. You have a one VG. If you want to remove the VG means VG remove or reduce anything. VG, sorry, REMOV. So VG remove and VG name, whatever the VG name. Otherwise we can go with the VG reduce also. So VGS is clear. Now we have a PVS. PVS is there, right? Diagram representation. This PVS also you need to remove means LSBLK, if you can type means SDB will be there, right? PV remove /dev/SDB. PVS also remove. So this is the entire architecture of decommissioning the particular process. Any doubts? So this is whatever I showed in the diagram, same thing I performed.
Bro, one doubt, bro.
Sorry, yeah, tell me.
If I'm migrating the data 2 TB size, you can do background like no hub, any options like that?
No,
Because it
it
will
is
take
not
so
a
much time.
recommending.
Okay. Because it will take so much time, right? We need to do in background.
We can do, see if you no hub, what is the purpose of the no hub? No hub basically we are using go for the background work. Okay.
Yeah.
So by the time work is performing, you cannot run the entire other things under, but you cannot restart, you cannot.
Yeah.
Maybe you can perform the other activities, maybe checking of information, maybe we can run that one. See,
But it is not recommended in migration.
when you trigger the PV move, automatically your terminal will be idle,
Oh,
unresponsive.
yeah.
If you can see that, maybe if you can go with a record a little bit of once again, once I trigger the PV move, it will go with the two steps. Means step by step data movement will be happening. So at the moment
Okay.
data movement is happening, okay, it is not recommending don't disturb the operating system. Okay. For
Okay.
example, let it be I triggered the no hop PV move source and destination. You taken another terminal. What exactly you are doing? you are performing creating the LV, you are creating the some VG, you are playing with your VG. So
Mhm.
unnecessarily this activity is going to be disturbed, right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
dealing with the data at the time of data, see for example, your internet banking, you are transferring the money, okay,
Mhm.
the A to B. So at the transferring the money, okay, meantime will you able to check the phones, nothing but status of the other things and all? It is not,
No, no. Mhm.
because other times it's a totally different, but some of the specific cases means whenever the data transformation is happening,
Mhm.
we should not be disturb the particular protocol.
Yeah.
That
No, I am asking means if the session is gone like that, sometimes session will time out.
no, because your server will be, see, whatever we are performing, that is not our internet, right? That is your
Yeah, yeah.
server internet.
Server.
So your
Yeah.
server internet is nothing but your client having, obviously they will pay the bills.
Yeah, yeah. I got
Okay.
it.
For example, let it be, just think of that. Let it be session is gone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Data is not happen 100%. Okay. We have a backup data, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ultimately, what it will be happening simply, for example, from your laptop to your pen drive, you are copying the data. Let it be one movie. Okay. Your pen drive capacity is 2 GB. Okay.
Okay.
But with with some bad luck in your pen drive you have the some 10 KB one file is there. Okay, at the
Okay.
exactly at the 95% it is aborted stating that you don't have storage, but your data is not going to be lost, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Session is not completed. What you need to do it, you need to reinitiate it. So that is the reason whenever we are performing this kind of activities, why we need to go with a change request means we will get this type of typical things. Means
Yeah.
suddenly it is some, because our networks are, we are accessing with a VPN, right?
Yes, yes, bro.
Accessing means your VPN will be slow, or your VPN server will be having some complications. Sometimes server is not allowing to copy the data. Whatever the clients I'm handling, so most of them are banking clients. They're not ready to go for the moment of the data without approval from one place to other place also. There is a lot of companies are there. If you work with the typical financial clients, one directory to other directory, if you move the data also, that is become a big escalation for you. It's a small activity from us. For example, I move the data from, let it be ABC folder to CD. Okay,
Okay.
but from their perspective, that is a big escalation. Okay, we don't know dependency, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so that is the reason we are not performing any kind of activity without downtime. Secondary thing is that whatever we are performing, we are declaring, okay, kind of agenda of work. Okay,
Got it, bro. Yeah. Thank
with
you.
a with a proper approval and everything without backup, we are not performing anything.
Yeah.
Okay, since you can see that here in my data, I have a very small files, 5 to 6 files. That 6 file itself, it is take a little bit of 2 minutes of the time. Let it be, just think of that is a 1 terabyte of file. So
Mhm.
till the moment of the time, I need to be very patient, right? I should not touch my keyboard.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the server also perform properly. Okay, so there is
Yeah.
a lot of things will be happening. So always go with a backup. I don't want to.
Sometimes what happens, if you log in two servers, you have to do one shutdown and
Ah,
one other activity. If you done mistaken in other server
always
shutdown,
see,
your
that
job
is
is
what I'm
gone.
saying, that system admin activity is like that, playing like a robot type. Left hand work,
Actually, most
right
of
one.
the guys do the same.
Yeah, most of the time that is a general
Yeah.
practice. But
Yeah. Yeah.
your manager won't ask you that until you get escalation.
Mm.
Once you get escalation, he will ask you the process and all. As per the process, you should not do the multiple activities, right? You have to do with one activity. So that is what, always we need to be proactive.
No, when you raise the change request, automatically everyone will be available during the tab call.
Correct. At least if you want to disturb also means they don't want to be divert you. Nothing but they will ask you to share your screen. Whatever it will be there, or you can keep eye on it. Some of activities we should not be go with any chances. especially this is a very normal thing. But if any corruption is happen, any mistake is happen, means your LUN will be gone, right? Your PV gone means your entire data is gone. So that is the reason it's a very serious activity. Command wise is very very simple, but sensitivity is wise it's a very problematic. Okay, so hope it's clear.
పవన్, వన్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్. సారీ, ఇప్పుడు మనకి బేర్ మెటల్ సర్వర్ అనేది మనకి ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మన ఐబిఎం లను కానీ ఈఎంసీలను కానీ మనకి అక్కడ స్టోరేజ్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారా, లేకపోతే మన యూనిక్స్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళే?
That is depends. Say for example,
అంటే నార్మల్ డబ్ల్యూ నెంబర్ ఇస్తారు కదా వాళ్ళు, స్టోరేజ్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళు. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏ పార్ట్ దగ్గర ఇస్తారు? ఐబిఎం ల దగ్గర ఇస్తారా?
దిస్ వన్ ఇదే మనకి ఐబిఎం లోనే అండి.
అంటే దీనికి డబ్ల్యూ నెంబర్ ఇస్తే మనం వీజీ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము.
అంతే. See, the purpose is very simple. I asked some 20 GB of PV, 30 GB of PV. Okay. So if you are working with your company is working with IBM storage, means you are sending the mail to the IBM storage team or
స్టోరేజ్ టీమ్.
storage team. Some of the companies, their storage team is nothing but VMware team. Okay.
అంటే నేను ఇప్పుడు స్టోరేజ్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళని 20 GB ఐబిఎం లను కావాలని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాను.
That's it.
అంటే వాళ్ళు మనకి ఇక్కడ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇస్తే పీవీ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఇస్తారా వాళ్ళు?
No. They are
వాళ్ళు ఒక లన్ ఇస్తారు,
only space LUN chunk ఇస్తారు.
ఆ లన్ మాత్రమే ఇస్తారు. ఓకే. అంటే డబ్ల్యూ నెంబర్ ఇస్తే మనం అక్కడ నుంచి పీవీ వన్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి.
అదే కదా మనం ఇక్కడ LSBL కొట్టినప్పుడు ఇట్ ఈస్ డిస్ప్లే అవ్వదు.
ఓకే,
మనం ఫర్ లూప్ ఇస్తాము.
ఓకే.
So usually in production environment, what exactly they need to do it? For example, see whatever the server you're running on, physical server or VMware server, whatever it may be. Okay, so that particular server you are requesting to the particular storage team. Generally, same storage team handling with the multiple devices. So they are sending the mail. They added the one storage device, some WWN number. Okay, and to the particular server IP address. Okay, but that is from the storage side. They will send the one mail. But operating system side, how I need to get a control? If you want to get a control means you need to refresh your SCSI target and device. Initially మీకు చెప్పాను కదా, SCSI target device you need to refresh. We are not disturbing mechanism. We are refreshing the mechanism. Refreshment is nothing but just FI tab type. Okay, we are not doing anything. Okay, so that is the reason. So these all are interview questions. Storage team they added, but it is not coming up. What you will do? So these are the devices. Hope it's clear. అర్థమైందండి? So what about others? వెంకటేష్ అర్థమైందా? రహీం?
అర్థమైంది.
సో యువర్ వర్కింగ్, బట్ ఒకసారి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఎందుకంటే అది ప్రాక్టీస్ అయిపోతే మనకి మర్చిపోతాం మనం.